The importance of the securities industry within the context of Trinidad and Tobago. First, we look at the key facets of the securities market, which include equity, debt instruments like bonds, and mutual funds. We'll then look at how each of these work and then highlight how investing in securities benefits you. The securities industry enables businesses and governments to raise debt and equity capital and allows investors to trade with confidence in open and fair capital markets. The most significant value of the securities industry is in the development of capital for our economy. We'll now take a look at the key facets of the securities market. Equity. Equity refers to the ownership of shares of stock in a company. If a business is doing well and making a profit, and it wants to expand its production either of new products, increase production of existing products, or even enter new markets, it can make a portion of the company available for sale. When persons purchase a portion of the company or a share in a company, they are engaging in the sale of equities, which is one type of a security regulated within Trinidad and Tobago. When investing in shares, the company will first do an assessment of its value and determine what portion of its value it can allocate to shareholders while keeping its interest controlled. Based on this assessment, it can then sell off a percentage of the company on the stock exchange. The first sale of stock by a company to the public is called the initial public offering, or IPO. Investors will review the company's financial statements to determine whether they want to buy shares in the company. After the shares are on the market, trade occurs on a demand and supply basis, which is determined by the profitability of the company and the resultant interest in owning its shares. The company benefits when the public buys the shares as it gets the capital it needs to do its expansion. Once profitable, the company provides the shareholders with dividends for as long as the shareholders keep their shares. Shareholders may also benefit from capital gains if the company's share value increases and the shareholder decides to sell his or her shares. The debt instrument, or a bond, is another security regulated by the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Bonds offer the opportunity to raise money for capital projects, for example, building hospitals, schools, ports, roads, or purchasing a new ferry. Investors are asked to lend money to a company or a government for these projects. Certain conditions are built into the debt instrument, allowing for periodic interest payments throughout the term of the bond and your money paid in full at maturity. The final investment instrument is the mutual fund. Mutual funds are considered to be cash equivalents because of the frequency with which liquidity is available. With this instrument, funds are pooled, the decisions are made by fund managers, and investors' holdings are diversified. Mutual funds usually invest in other securities and real estate, and you are advised to read your prospectus thoroughly before making an investment decision. Here are two examples of public offerings. These public offerings contribute significantly to the securities market and ultimately our economy. The first example from NGL contributed approximately $1.5 billion to the economy, whereas the second example from UTC contributed approximately $505 million to the economy. The securities market ideally presents an opportunity for you to make your money grow. As seen in the previous examples, the securities industry contributes much needed capital towards our economy. Money or capital is derived from individual investors like you and corporations who invest in the securities industry through stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. You in turn benefit by obtaining a diversified portfolio to achieve your life's goals in an economy you can feel confident in, with the TTSEC ensuring all transactions in the securities industry. You can feel more secure investing money to further your education, to secure your children's future, to pay for their education, to buy your home, to make your money grow, and to retire comfortably. Remember, risk is always associated with investing, and we recommend you consult with a registered investment advisor before conducting any investment transactions. Visit ttsec.org.tt to ensure your investment advisor, investment instrument, and broker-dealer are registered with the TTSEC. Thank you for viewing, and like us on Facebook for more information and updates on the securities industry.